everyone, I'm Devin Alexander, chef on The Biggest Loser. When people hear that, they think, oh great, this girl's gonna make me eat lots of plain broccoli. It's not the case at all. In fact, it's the opposite. Unlike a lot of those tofu and carrot stick chefs, I'm all about making sure you have a really rich experience, making sure the food tastes nice and decadent. Now yes, you want to eat your asparagus on the side sometimes, but that doesn't mean you have to completely put spinach in everything you ever eat. Today, we're making my better than classic stuffed shells. You'll see how I combine an array of cheese to make them super delicious and decadent, so much so that you'll never know that they're lower in calories. So let's get chefed. We're gonna start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees, and then filling a pot of water to boil our pasta. Okay, then turn your heat to high, and next we're gonna chop garlic. Now there's so many different ways to do this, and there's a lot of great tools out there. So if you wanna cut corners, you can always get one of those, or we can do it the old-fashioned way. Just make sure you cut this little brown bit off the one end, and then I like to smash it with my knife. Gives you a head start, you don't have to do as much chopping, and then just chop away. Now, one of the really important things is that you make sure you have a good cutting board and plenty of room. I've seen people try to do this on teeny tiny boards and you'll never get anywhere. Okay, do a little more on this. You're gonna want this to be pretty fine. You don't want big hunks of garlic and things. I'm Italian and can eat garlic every single meal, but not if you bite into a big piece. That's never good. All right, so let's move on to our shallots. Now you'll see here, this one is pretty flat, so we're in good shape. But if it's not, you might want to cut it in half. You want a good surface on your board. Next, you want to place your hand so that you keep the shallot really stable and don't cut into your hand. Don't do this. See how my hand is arched like this? So pull back, and then you just want to do a couple quick cuts. Again, the knife is far from my hand, in this way. And then we'll do some cuts this way, really thin cuts. So again, you want these pieces nice and small. And I don't know if you know, but onions are one of those things that you do not want to put in a food processor. You'll make them more bitter if you do. Garlic's fine and so many other ingredients, but not onions. Okay, there you go. Get toward the end of here. Okay, and then I'll turn it to keep it safe. And it's looking pretty good. And next we move on to the parsley. Okay, now make sure all of your produce was washed. I washed this parsley earlier as well as my asparagus. And then you also want it really dry. If it's not dry when you start to cut it, kind of sticks together and it might not get well distributed in your dish. And you can leave a little stem on parsley. It's not offensive. It's a little more coarse. For a dish like this, you want to just mostly use the leaves. Okay. And again, you want this pretty small. Couple chops there. And then I realized I didn't cut my second piece of shallot, so I'll go ahead and do that now. The cool thing about this dish is it's really easy. If you do something out of order, really not that big a deal. Okay, again, a couple rough cuts here. This one's a little smaller, so we have to be really careful. Okay, there you go. Some cuts this way. There you go. Nice, tiny little chop. And there you have it. Next, we're gonna marinate our asparagus. Now, I always say that it's really important that you eat your vegetables, but that doesn't mean they have to be in the shells. Like if there's a vegetable in every dish, doesn't it get bland? So here, you know this trick? Just snap the stems where they naturally break toward the end. Really easy. And again, you wanna make sure this is washed. A couple at a time, and I'm gonna start transferring this to my baking sheet.